In this video, we're going to look at a couple of aspects. The first is just simply working out what a loan would be if you've delayed starting paying off your loan. Second aspect we're going to work out is when they ask for how many installments must you pay, you're typically going to need to make use of logs because you'll be needing the power, which will be n. And lastly, the challenge of getting a final payment. And I'll give you a strategy for that. And so just reading the question really quickly together, on the 1st of February 2018, Genevieve took a loan of 82,000 from a bank which pays for her studies. She will make her first repayment of 3,200 Rand on the 1st of Feb. So that's a year later, and continue to make payments of 3,200 on the first day of every month thereafter until she settles the loan. The bank charges an interest rate of 15% per annum compounded monthly. Calculate how much Genevieve will owe the bank on the 1st of Jan. So that's 11 months later. And so I've just taken the loan, 82,000, and done a simple compound interest question just for 11 months. And that's the trick to the first aspect. The second aspect is, how do I work out how many installments it will be? So you've got this figure that you've just worked out. That's her new loan amount. You know that she's paying 3,200. It's present value question because it's regular amounts and it's to do with a loan. And it's 15% compounded monthly. So we divide by 12. At this point, I personally would have times the n by 12. I just like to, the minute that I divide by 12, I times by 12. But it doesn't matter because in the end, we'll all end up at the same answer. I'll show you why just now. I like what they've done of, as a first step, I times this fraction at the bottom up, I divide by 3,200. You left at this stage. I personally don't like to work with the thing that I'm wanting, the n being negative, so I would have also taken it across and gone 1 minus all of this. At this point, you've got decimals, and so you can press shift and there's a button STO, store, and you choose a letter in red like A, and that will store your number with all the decimals. And if you ever need it, you press alpha, which has a red writing, and A in this case, and that will bring it back. But if this was me again, I would just keep all the decimals. I wouldn't in the next step write 0.36. And then from this step here, just to make it a little bit easier, what I say in my mind is if I ever need the power, then I use logs. The base is the base of the exponent, so 1 plus 0.15 over 12, and it never looks the same. So the base is the base, and it never looks the same. So this won't be where the minus n comes in, so it must be there. And the other number, which I'm just writing in very summarized form, would go there. You'd punch that in and you end up getting 36.84. In their case, months. In my case, I might have had an answer of that I'd need to divide by 12 because I had my 12n, but we'd end up at 36.84 months. And so she'll have to make 36 payments of exactly 3,200. So then how do you work out what the final payment would be? Because it won't be exactly the same. And so like we learned with outstanding balance, what you can do is you can just work out the compound interest on that loan of 94,006 done for the exactly 36 months, and that's going to give you a big total. Then you can do future value on the 3,200 also for 36 months. When you work out the difference between the two, you would have been using the outstanding balance, which we did in a previous video, and so that outstanding balance will represent what the loan is sitting on at the end of exactly the 36 months. And so all you need to do to work out, and that figure, if you're calculating this as well, ends up being that. And then all you need to do to work out what the final payment will be, because the bank doesn't want to see you 0.84 into a month. They only want to see you at the end of the month. So when you visit them at what would now be the 37th month, you're just going to do compound interest on this outstanding balance after the 36 months, and you're going to compound that amount just for one little month, and that will take you perfectly to the end of the month when the bank wants to see you. And so that's how you do a final payment. You can also do it by doing, at this stage here, the outstanding balance. You could do it present value for the decimals remaining, and that would also bring you back to the beginning of the end of the 36th month, and it will be the same figure that you then compound for 1 month. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share this with your friends.